Chapter 4. The Revelation. Ryan tended to his wounded leg while Kelly stationed herself in front of the security window. Zombies clogged the hallway. With her companions occupied, Emma explored the rest of the security office. She wanted to find a way out of this nightmare, but trusted no one, including herself. A cramped hallway led away from the office past a small break room. The kitchenette reeked of stale coffee and forgotten lunches. File cabinets lined one wall of the hall, their beige surfaces worn from dozens of hands. Fluorescent lighting cast a yellow tint. Emma tried several drawers at random, finding most of them locked. What's so important that it needed to be locked away? Desperation drove her to keep searching. There had to be something to help her survive in here. She didn't expect to find anything useful in the break room, but being thorough could mean the difference between life and death. A coffee pot sat on the counter, layered with a pile of black sludge. It looked like a patch for cracks in asphalt, not anything meant for human consumption. The door of the microwave stood ajar, its interior splattered with the remnants of countless reheated meals, becoming a breeding ground for bacteria. This mess might have started the zombie apocalypse. Inside the cabinet she found chip mugs, a half-empty can of generic coffee, and creamer packets that had expired months ago. No food or anything to drink. Not knowing how long the power had been out, Emma didn't dare open the refrigerator. The stench awaiting her inside would be worse than the microwave. Emma found the server room Ryan had mentioned at the end of the hallway. Banks of silent computers and dark screens lined the walls on both sides of the room. There seemed to be no logical explanation for why some electrical equipment still worked and others remained dark. A heavy steel-reinforced door with a deadbolt lock stood at the back of the room. She assumed it opened into the loading dock, as Ryan had said, but with only a fire extinguisher as a weapon, she wouldn't verify it. Whatever waited outside might be worse than the monsters she had encountered within. On a return trip, Emma tried every drawer of the filing cabinets. Her initial search had proved fruitless, but persistence might reveal something useful. She tried one drawer at a time, her frustration mounting with each locked compartment. Inside the unlocked drawers, she found what she expected. Files stuffed with papers. Stacks upon stacks of medical records, insurance forms, and administrative paperwork. None of these documents would help her survive unless she needed kindling for a fire or ran out of toilet paper. No doubt, toilet paper would become valuable soon, but Emma kept searching, hoping to discover answers to her many questions. In the top drawer of the third cabinet, a manila folder caught her eye. The label read, Patient 13. As she reached for it, a chill ran down her spine. Emma couldn't shake the feeling of déjà vu. Her own face stared back from a faded photograph. Pale skin, hollow eyes, wearing a clean hospital gown. Page after page of indecipherable medical records followed. Meaningless charts, graphs, and text. She wiped the sweat from her forehead. Buried beneath the clinical documents, she found something that made her heart race. A worn, leather-bound journal. Her fingers ran over the cowhide cover, recognizing the book before her mind could. A familiar texture she had felt many times before. Emma's hands shook as she cracked the cover. Without knowing how, she knew the handwriting inside belonged to her. She thumbed to the first entry. March 15th. Had the third round of treatments today. Dr. P says the results are promising, but the side effects have gotten worse. The pounding in my skull won't stop. My memory gaps are getting larger. I'm waking up in the middle of the night with no idea where the bruises on my arms came from. What's happening to me? Emma tried to wrap her mind around this information. The writing looked familiar, but the words made no sense. What treatments? Who is Dr. P? This could explain the gaps in her memory. There had to be more here somewhere. She flipped the page. March 20th. They're moving me into isolation. It's a private room with an actual bed instead of an icy examination table. Dr. P claims it's for observation, but I heard the nurses whispering in the hallway. Something happened to patient 7. They're scared because they can't explain what happened to him. The fear in their voices makes my skin crawl. She rubbed her temples, trying to separate the memories from the fog in her mind. Emma turned the page, desperate to remember anything. March 23rd. I can't trust anyone. Everyone is lying. The nurses with their fake smiles and nervous glances, and Dr. P with his promises and needles. What are they really trying to do to us? I have to remember what they made me forget. The rest of the page dissolved into an illegible scrawl. Her hand had lost all coordination mid-sentence. The desperate scratches of someone fighting against their own failing mind. After this entry, someone had torn the remaining pages from the journal, leaving only jagged remnants of paper behind. Where did you get that? Kelly's cracking voice jarred Emma from the book. Her tone dripped with a combination of fear and guilt. Emma watched the sweat as it beaded on Kelly's forehead, rolling down her pale face. Out of instinct, Emma held the journal like a shield. You know what this is, don't you? Emma waved the journal in Kelly's face. Her voice grew stronger, attacking the nurse. Did you lock this in here? This is my book, isn't it? My memories you tried to steal. Kelly stumbled backward, slamming into a desk. The impact rattled the monitor, sending a coffee cup crashing onto the floor. It shattered into dozens of pieces, depositing a brown sludge on the beige tile. The crash energized the zombies. They banged on the door, moaning in unison. Emma swore that the security door shook against the lock. How long before they got inside? You shouldn't have. Emma strained to hear Kelly's words. Some truths are best left unknown. We shouldn't. Emma stepped toward her, gripping the journal in one hand. Her other a clenched fist held at her side, resisting the urge to attack the nurse. She needed answers, and needed to keep her rage under control until she got them. What did they do to me? Who the hell is Dr. P? Her words dripped with threat. His name is Dr. Adrian Pierce. His name fell from Kelly's lips like a confession. She wrapped her arms around herself, holding herself together. He claimed he could help people, stop them from turning when bitten, by his methods. Kelly trembled. He did monstrous things to his patients. What did he do to me? Emma heard the crack in her own voice, a combination of fear and rage distorting the words. Her hands flexed into fists, desperate to hit somebody. He called you his star patient. You survived treatments that killed others. Dr. Pierce said that you were the key to developing a cure, but then the hospital... Kelly choked back a sob. The nurse seemed to shrink before her eyes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have protected you. Emma gripped the journal like a life preserver. Her knuckles turned white. What did he do to me? What did he turn me into? Tell me! Kelly collapsed into an office chair, its fake leather cover shredded after years of use. She buried her face in her hands. Tears flowed between her fingers. Emma fought to maintain her patience. Her foot tapped an agitated rhythm against the floor while she waited. She needed answers, and Kelly could provide them. The missing pages of her journal lost forever. A sharp bang against the security door made Emma jump. The heavy steel security door, designed to withstand riot conditions, shook in its frame. Something massive slammed against it with a coordinated effort. It groaned in protest from the impacts. Zombies hammered against the barrier like an undead battering ram. Despite his injured leg, Ryan leapt to his feet with surprising agility, drawing his pistol. His trained eyes assessing the buckling door. Ryan's calm face displayed the experience of a man who had faced death before. The door should hold. It's made of reinforced steel, designed to keep out angry crowds. The zombies seemed to sense his words, trying to prove him wrong. They renewed their assault on the door, cracked spiderweb through the drywall around the doorframe. Chunks of plaster rained down. What the hell? These things are mindless corpses. They're too stupid to work together. Cracks formed in Ryan's cool demeanor. He pulled his pistol, shifting into a shooter's stance, his weapon trained at the rattling door. Emma spun away from the noise, grabbing Kelly's arm. Adrenaline fueled her muscles as she yanked the nurse to her feet. You need to answer my questions now. What did Pierce do to me? Did he make me into a monster too? The door's hinges groaned, buckling under the relentless assault from the zombie horde. Some unseen force organized them into an effective siege weapon. "We need to get out of here." Ryan limped toward the server room, grimacing with each step. Emma stood frozen in place, indecision between two impossible choices. Should she flee the immediate threat, or force the answers to her questions from the nurse? "Emma, you're—" Tears streamed down Kelly's face. Her body shook as she stared at the door. The security door exploded inward with a deafening crash. A wall of rotting flesh and gnashing teeth filled the opening. Clawed hands reached for them, seeking living flesh. Ryan fired twice into the advancing mob, the gunshots deafening in the confined space. Emma saw his lips move, but the ringing in her ears drowned out everything except the horrible sounds of the approaching horde. She grabbed Kelly, yanking her toward the server room. Kelly managed 2 stumbling steps before falling. A sharp crack came from her knee as she crumpled to the floor. "Help me!" Kelly screamed, trying to regain her footing. "I've fallen and I can't get up!" Before Emma could react, the first zombie reached her, its yellow teeth sunk deep into the soft flesh of Kelly's neck. Like a predator on the savannah, it jerked its head backward, tearing a chunk of muscle and skin from her body. Blood gushed from the ragged wound as Kelly's screams cut through the air. "Kelly!" Emma reached for the woman who held all her answers, but Ryan's iron grip closed around her arm, dragging her toward the server room. "She's gone, Emma. Nobody can save her now. We have to keep going." Kelly's screams faded, replaced by the wet sounds of feeding. Ryan slammed the server room door behind them, jamming a chair under the handle, though Emma doubted it would stop the horde. "That won't buy us much time. Emma, help me with this deadbolt." Emma stood, clutching the journal against her chest. Kelly had possessed the answers Emma needed, and no secrets had died with her. The weight of that loss felt almost as crushing as the fear of the approaching zombies. Ryan struggled with the deadbolt leading to the loading dock. His fingers slipped on the metal. "Emma! Get your ass over here right now, or we're both dead." She forced herself to focus on surviving this mess. Emma placed her hands over Ryan's, helping him slide the heavy bolt back with their combined strength. The door to the loading dock opened with a prolonged groan of protest, revealing the cool darkness of the night beyond. They slipped through and slammed it shut. Cool night air rushed over them, carrying the stench of an overflowing dumpster, but still an improvement over the suffocating hospital interior, thick with the smell of death and decay. Emma scanned her surroundings for threats, her heart sinking as she realized she had left the fire extinguisher behind in her panic. Stupid, stupid mistake. After taking a moment to catch her breath and process their narrow escape, a second revelation overwhelmed her. It gave her a renewed purpose. "We need to go back. I have to find Dr. Pierce." Ryan checked his pistol, counted his remaining ammunition. "The guy who experimented on you like some kind of lab rat? Why the hell would you want to find him? We need to get as far away from here as possible." "Because he has the answers I need. He's the only one who knows what I really am." "Did you see what those things did to Kelly? If Dr. Pierce is in there, then he's been torn apart by now." "No, he's still alive. I can feel his presence somehow." "If he abandoned you in that hellhole, then he doesn't want to have a reunion." "Help me find him, and I'll make him tell me everything. I can't do it without you, Ryan."